Hey everybody, this is Anthony from Texas Blues Alley, and I just wanted to take a moment to offer some sincere thanks for the views and the comments that I've been getting on these 1-minute lessons. For those of you who wonder why the heck is this channel all of a sudden putting out these shorts on YouTube, I'm going to use this video to explain why. First of all, though, if you like those lessons, just know that right now the algorithm is being nice to me and it is pushing these out to more and more people every single time I put one up. That is not going to last. It never does. And I fully expect at some point, for whatever reason, the algorithm is going to start frowning on these for some reason and is going to stop spreading them. So if you like them, please go to, I set up a shortcut, 1minuteblues.com. That'll take you to the section of Texas Blues Alley where I publish these. I have a special email list where it will automatically send the latest one to you every time it's published. Right now I'm doing it daily. I can't promise that I'll keep doing it 7 days a week, but for now that's what I'm doing. So you'll get an email every morning with a link to the new lesson as soon as it's published. The reason I've taken these steps to set up kind of an elaborate setup on my own site for these is because I do not trust any platform where I depend on an algorithm to even show my content to people who like it. So I've put out 20 of these so far, maybe even 21. And if you've seen a couple, but not all 20, that means that the algorithm has already kept some of these from you. But now let me explain why it means so much to me and why I'm so thankful for the unexpected vein of interest that these little lessons have struck. First, let me start by showing you a graph of my overall channel views for the last 30 days. And you can see there's a pretty big spike when I started publishing these lessons. Now, obviously, views on a 1-minute lesson are not the same in terms of views on a 10-minute video. They don't generate much income, but what's important for me on YouTube is I just want to teach. And I want people to see what I teach, and I want them to be able to learn from it. Let me backtrack way back to 2007 when I got my start. I was just a frustrated guitarist and a computer programmer, and I needed a hobby because my music career was not really doing anything. So I started uploading short lessons to YouTube with no expectations, and it was like taking a pickaxe and hitting the ground once and having oil come out. It was like striking oil. It was that fast and it was that immediate, and it changed my life. From the very first time I uploaded my first short lesson, my life took a right turn or a left turn or whatever you want to say, and now I've been doing this professionally since 2009. So it was completely unexpected. Here is what happened to my channel between 2007 and 2015. And so you can see it went through a lot of growth. And during that time, I started putting out courses, I started selling courses, and eventually it became enough for me to make a living from. It replaced my income as a programmer, so I left my job in 2009, started doing it full time, and it was all good. It was all building till 2015, 2016. But then in 2015, I introduced a membership program at my site. So here is what happened to my channel from 2015 on. You can see just a slow, steady decline. So there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, I was putting less time in because I was spending my time building my membership. But also YouTube changed, and more things were dictated by an algorithm instead of a direct relationship between a creator and a subscriber. So less people were seeing my videos even though they had subscribed, and every time I tried to come back on YouTube, it seemed like my videos would get less and less reach. So the other thing that was happening during this period, let me show you a graph here. Here's how my membership program grew between 2015 and 2020. So during that 5-year period leading into the pandemic, the membership was growing, then it kind of stabilized, and then it grew a lot in 2019 to 2020, and then grew like crazy during the pandemic. And so I didn't think too much about YouTube because my business was growing, even if my online presence on and my reach on YouTube was going down. So it's like I was trading few views, free views for paid subscribers. So I didn't think much of it. But then in the middle of the pandemic, I decided to try and come back to YouTube. And I'm not going to lie, it's because the business was doing great. I felt like I had more free time. But I came back and I tried to do more videos, and I just was hitting a wall. I could not get my videos to break through at all. And so going into the pandemic, business is good, YouTube is going down. I try YouTube, not having much success. But then 2023 hits, and I'm going to be honest, everyone that I've talked to who is in the business of selling something to musicians had a really hard time with the economy. It seems like a 25% dip in your sales or profits seems to be average or good. Like if you only lost 25% since 2023, that was considered good. And so for the first time ever in my online career, both my YouTube numbers and my business numbers were all going down at the same time. And that was a really weird feeling. And so all through 2023 and 2024, I dealt with such severe self-doubt about what I do. And even though I knew that the economy being tough, not just here, but around the world, was making it hard for everybody in this business, I still had this gnawing feeling that I've lost whatever I had that made people want to watch my lessons. Or the world has just changed and people don't care about what it is that I like to do the most. You know, I thought maybe the enthusiasm that I had for over a decade towards my lessons and everything, maybe a large enough percentage of people just lost interest in playing blues guitar, and that might not ever come back. Or maybe I just can't teach like I used to. And so I've been working extremely hard over the past few weeks after I finished my last course. There's some infrastructure things that I needed to do. And when I came down here to the studio on the 12th of January, I don't know what it was that made me want to sit down and shoot some vertical 1-minute videos. And it was kind of like, if nothing else that you're doing is working, what have you got to lose? It was obvious pretty quickly that not only did the people who I was used to responding like it, but for the first time in forever, I seemed to be reaching new people. It seemed like for a long time, my struggle was even to reach the people who knew me already and followed what I did. Forget about reaching new people. I could barely reach the people who had already followed me. And so to start something like these little 1-minute videos and have them reach people that I've never been able to reach before, it feels kind of like a nice surprise the way that I initially felt when I uploaded my first videos on YouTube back in 2007, like 16, 17 years ago. So your enthusiasm in the comments and the likes that you put on the video and the shares and when you join the email list, I just want you to know it matters. And I'm not going to say that self-doubt ever really completely took over, but when I see enthusiastic comments about something, when I break it down, that communicates to me, okay, there is still an audience out there. People do still want to learn. The world hasn't moved on from blues guitar. I don't know how long this little honeymoon period with these 1-minute videos will last. I'm going to keep doing them as long as they keep reaching people. And if the algorithm at some point decides not to push them, then I'll figure out what to do next. But for now, I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate it. You've kind of given me a second wind, and I kind of needed it. So thank you very much. And as I said before, get on that email list, and I'll send them to you every day. That way you won't miss any. Take care.